let's talk about where we're up to, because we haven't done a recap in a little while. So quick recap on everything. Let's start at the front of the boat. Let's go up here. What we've done is we've got everything all sealed up with a couple of layers over all the decking, over the top of the new honeycomb. Filled and sealed all the tow rails all the way around the edges, and now we've got all the tops nicely cleaned up. They just need maybe one more sand, one more coat over all that. The hatch cover's just about finished, just about ready at home, and we'll get that on here as soon as that's ready. Hopefully during this week it'll be done. Then I just went and picked up the final layer of fiberglass that I want to use, and we're going to start at the front of the boat, and we're going to layer that fiberglass over the top, down and across, so there's no weak edges anywhere. It's going to go up these sections, and that's going to come over and down, no weak points anywhere. That's the plan. That's the next stage for this area. This hatch sitting at home ready to go as well, but I want to just do a final little fiberglass corner over these edges, seal that up nice and tight around those edges. If we keep coming up this way, follow me. We haven't put the sheeting over the top of this roof because I want to do that after I have the engine fitted and the large items of cabinetry in as well. So at the moment the engine's waiting to get machined. As soon as it's machined we can put it back together and then we can put the engine in. But for now we're just going to leave this open, let the airflow happen through the boat because it's so hot and humid up here. Everything gets mouldy real quick. The deck through here, this has been cleaned up, it's prepped, it's ready to go. I just haven't been able to get the sheet here, the new honeycomb sheet here. So during the week I'm going to organise that. I'm going to get the honeycomb here. We're going to finish this section hopefully next weekend. So keep an eye out for that one. I'm not even focusing on this end of the boat yet. I started playing around with the back area a while ago. I'd say it's probably been 2 years since I've done anything back here. It's still sitting there, it's fine. It's not going anywhere. All that timber just probably needs a good sand and a bit of timber sealing and it's great. It's all solid, nothing weak there. Let's go down into the boat. So inside the boat, what we're up to is this has all been sanded and prepped ready for painting. This area has been sanded, prepped ready for painting. This all needs a final sand. I'm not going to final sand it yet. I keep going over it every now and then just to sort of keep it cleaning it up, but I'll wait. I'll wait a little bit to get it final sand it before we seal it, because we want to paint everything else before we do the timber seal on that, just in case we need to sand it again. I started sanding here to see how it's coming up. It's going to look great. That's all, just needs a quick sand over all of this. That's going to look beautiful. This tabletop's going to get replaced. This has just been a workbench table for a fair while, but at the end of the day, all this just needs a nice sand. New tabletop piece in the middle. Beautiful. Front of the boat, the bow of the boat. Last time I was here, I sanded and sanded and sanded all of the edges and the ceilings through here. It's all pretty dusty, so I want to vacuum all of this out, clean this up. That's basically ready to keep finishing off. Once we get this hatch on, hopefully next week, we are going to start fitting out the interior of the boat from this end. And that's just going to involve building in some storage areas. We need to put a base pole section here for the pole, for the mast. We've got some bulkheads to go in around here, which is just the wall panels for the shower and the toilet area. We've got some bulkhead here, more bulkhead panels through here to create the spare room, the small bunk up here. Storage area underneath here is just going to need some cabinetry sort of built in later. We've got to fit the sump pump in. We've got a black water tank I've got to still purchase, and we'll put a black water tank in, sump tank in, grey water tank in underneath this area before we start fitting off the flooring. And in this area, I'm waiting to do a final clean out of the bilge, and then I'm going to do a proper bilge coat over the whole bilge, and then we can put the floor joists in over this area. So I'm not putting the floor joists in over the top of the tank until the bilge has had its final coat of paint done. So that's basically where we're at. The engine goes in here. So this has all been cleaned up. I'm just going to make sure the engine mounts are going to work once we get the engine back together. That's pretty much where I'm at with the boat. So at the moment, you're getting a lot of sanding from me, which it's not the most interesting thing to watch. But today I think I might put a bit of timber in underneath these pieces that I've been talking about for a while, just to make them a bit stronger. Do a bit of cleaning up and possibly some sanding. Found a bit of hardwood. That'll be great for this. Let's get that up there. Alright, nice square in. 312.5. 312.5. That one, 312.5. All right, well, let's do 3 pieces of 312.5. There's our size. Pretty spot on, I reckon. Oh, that one's just a smidge loose. That one's nice and tight too. Alright, they're gonna go great. Let's get 3 for the front. 319, 320, 320. 320, 321. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to give all these pieces a quick little sand before I fit them all. So we'll get them all down, make sure we figure out which one goes where, mark them, sand them, and then we can fit them. Yep, that's nice and tight. Whoa, that's in the mud. We'll get to that one in a sec. Yep, we're going to buzz a mill off that one. We'll call that one C. C, B, A. Alright, that's B. Oh, that's tight. Needs a little slither off it. So here we have, this is what I'm going to use. This matting is my final layer of matting that we're going to use with the vinyl ester. Went into the fiberglass shop the other day, had a good chat to them about what I'm doing for the final layer, and I didn't want to just use the crosshatch stuff, wanted to use something a bit better, and they recommended this stuff, so that's what we're going to use to wrap it all up. We've got 10 meters there, that'll get the front end of the boat done. Let's seal this up. I'm going to chuck that in the shed at home until it's ready to go on. I've got to get this bit of wood out, cut all this out. Yeah, we'll get all this out, we'll get this bit of wood out. I'll get a grinder and I'll buzz them off. Oh. Get a grinder. It might be worthwhile just to take it all off. But that's going to come off anyway. Let's just... Behind that, it's really soft. It's way too rotten. That one came out the easiest. Oh, the screws were barely even in it. Look at that. Just holding up the edges they were. Look at that one. That one screw wasn't even doing anything. That's been like that for 50 years. Probably the best bit. This one's in nice. All right, so that's the next thing I'm going to do right here. I'm just going to clean up all of this. Take these couple of electronic bits out of here, start getting this all prepped for some new timber that's going to surround this and look brand new, really nice. A little bit. Yeah.